Ever since the reshuffling of the cabinet, Tinubu has been condemned widely that he placed Yorubas as heads of major agencies. Even the new acting COAS is a Yoruba man. And once again, Afenifere is also sharing that same opinion, saying that would never support Tinubu's outrageous appointment of the Yorubas. You would think that Afenifere will be solidly behind Tinubu, because this is a Yoruba group who are also agitating for the Oduduwa nation. You would think that they would be in support of Tinubu nominating mostly Yorubas, but no, they are saying that they would not support Tinubu's outrageous appointments. Before we delve right into the details of today's news, if this is your first time here, or you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do well to subscribe. Most importantly, help us click on the like button below. That way we're encouraged to put out more reliable and authentic news. Lastly, drop your opinions in the comment section. The pan-Yoruba social-cultural group Afenifere has distanced itself from what it describes as President Bola Tinubu's bias for the Yoruba in federal appointments. The group insisted that they do not support Tinubu for appointing Yorubas as head of all arms of criminal justice system and other sectors. Afenifere shared its reservations in a statement by its leader and the National Publicity Secretary, Ayo Adebanjo, and Justice Faleye, respectively, in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, on Friday. They insisted that the development threatened the age-long inter-ethnic relationship and peaceful coexistence in Nigeria. The statement partly read, "We can never condone the outrageous bias by Tinubu to make Yorubas head of all arms of the criminal justice system, EFCC, DSS, Attorney General, and Chief Justice. The Economy, Coordinating Minister of the Economy, CBN, Finance, Blue Economy, Digital Economy, Trade, Industries and Investment, Bank of Industry, Solid Minerals, as well as the Forces, Army, Police, Customs, Immigration, DSS. Afenifere can't use several decades to fight against Fulani hegemony only to support Yoruba or any hegemony." Afenifere bitterly complained that President Buhari's northern hegemony can't remain mute on ethnic hegemony as being perpetrated by Tinubu. Buhari was accused of bias for the north, with 3 regions, not to talk of Tinubu bias, not for the south, but a single ethnicity and single region. Our progenitor, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, once threatened to curse anyone that tied Afenifere to Yoruba only. The group explained that it adhered to clear-cut principles of being social democrats and would not support autocratic leaders. By the virtue of our name, Afenifere, meaning those that want good for all humans, and as Omoluabi Yorubas, we won't support any government that engages in undemocratic practices, nor would we support a government whose first year pushed over 14 million people into poverty with anti-people policies. President Tinubu is no stranger to Afenifere, but having backed him into power in 1999 and witnessed his 24-year precedence in Lagos, it would have been wicked and morally irresponsible to support him into power as president. This was why the true Afenifere supported Peter Obi and was in charge of his presidential campaign, headed by Akin Oshutokun and an Afenifere chieftain. The statement added, "You all, what are your thoughts? Let's have them in the comment section below." I know that not every Yoruba would be in support of the Afenifere stance, but I believe to some extent that if you want to be democratic and If you want to be democratic and if you believe in human right for all, you would understand their position on these issues. Before we go, let's take a look at some of the reactions we got online. Chiweka says, "You are not making any sense. Does it mean that he must follow the bad example of clueless Buhari, who is a Fulani bigot and a warlord? Again, must you be a bad person simply because your friend is a bad fellow?" I don't understand how this person came about, his or her reasoning, but the person seemed not to have read the article correctly. Afenifere is not saying that they support Tinubu because that was what Buhari did during his regime. All they are saying is they were one of the groups who spoke against Buhari during his regime, because Buhari also nominated majorly people from northern ethnicity to very important positions in his government, that they cannot, because Tinubu is a Yoruba person, now keep quiet and watch him. That is not what Afenifere stands for. Afenifere stands for democracy, and they even mentioned how Obafemi Awolowo promised to curse anyone that makes Afenifere all about Yoruba, saying that Afenifere is not just for Yoruba people, that Afenifere is about the Nigerian populace. Alexa says, when other regions in Nigeria speak of northern Nigeria having enjoyed the hegemony of President Buhari, they painfully lump the middle belt of having enjoyed those appointments. We were tagged as Banza Bokwe historically. That thought about us has not changed. Olatunde Owolabi says, Pa Adebanjo and Justice Faloye, while you have right to criticize the government at any time on anything, you don't have a right to use Afenifere's name to do so. Afenifere is a Yoruba socio-cultural group who gave you the mandate to criticize the government. If you want to criticize the government, use your personal identities, not Yoruba identity. Where were you people during the Jonathan and Buhari years? Bloody hypocrites. Lateef Gbadamosi says, 2027 is around the corner. Who is friendly and opens to other tribes and not religious bigots or tribalistic? You will see what will happen. Thanks. These leaders are talking the plain truth, and you are crazily speaking against them. Yorubas are wise and considerate. We respect other tribes and have considerations for justice, equity, and fair play in our dealings with other people. Majority of us voted for Tinubu because by past records, before the election, he was the better option among the other contenders. Obi and Atiku also got votes from us. The Igbos have almost all of their votes to Obi. Nobody's blaming you for this. 2027 is around the corner. Femi Olugbode says, it's a shameful outrage. If you were given slots, this would not happen. Until we restructure Nigeria, ethnicity would always be the yardstick for appointments. Shitu says, Owolabi says, only a fool will not be inclined with Afenifere in this regard. Obasanjo, a Yoruba rule, Yaradua, of Fulani, Jonathan from minority, Buhari, of Fulani again. It's clearly the turn of Igbos. That is the stand of Afenifere and right-thinking Nigerians, but agents of confusions and conflict say no. Only an idiot that will see no reason against the appointment by Tinubu so far. A true Yoruba believe in equality, justice, and fairness. Let's take the last comment from Raymond Okola. Says, the Jagaban himself, 001 of Africa. On your mandate, we shall stand. You see they stand on mandate. Okay. God's will Otuse says, wow, today I have learned a new thing. Afenifere meaning those that want good for all humans. Yes, that's the meaning of Afenifere. Tinubu is following the nepotismal steps of Buhari. We are looking for a president that will love Nigeria and Nigerians irrespective of the religions and religion and the tribes. I often say that if this country is well managed, there is enough for everyone. Tribal, regional, and religious fighting among us is as a result of scarcity. It is a reason we need a pan-Nigeria president. You or what are your thoughts? Let's have them in the comment section below. Thank you very much for always listening and watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.